In June 2022, I was invited to the Siemens Realize Live event. Interesting talks on various topics and meeting with new and interesting people. In this first video on the Siemens Realize Live event, I'm going to show you an interview with Dan Staples, the man behind Solid Edge. Hi Dan, could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us what's your job with Siemens PLM software?
Sure. So I'm Dan Staples, and I'm the Vice President of Mainstream Engineering, which means I have responsibility for the Solid Edge product and the FEMAP product. And with the Solid Edge product, we're always working to make it better for our customers. It's my team that figures out what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, and then delivers it to the customers as quality software.
How long have you been involved with Siemens PLM software, and especially with Solid Edge?
Well, I've been in the industry 35 plus years, 3 different generations of products, with Solid Edge about since the beginning, certainly, which is in 1998, so 24 years, I guess.
Could you please summarize your speech from the Realize Live main stage and tell us about the most important topics and new Solid Edge features?
Yeah, we covered a lot of different things, but one of the things is digital transformation and how that's going on at all levels, big companies, small companies, and so on, and how it's important even for small companies to be doing digital transformation to compete. And so we're seeing that accelerating, and we see that Solid Edge we consider like your on-ramp to digital transformation, a great place to start. So I talked about all the new features in our release from this past fall, Solid Edge 2022. A lot of great stuff in there. So in the product itself, we talked about things like subdivision modeling. Been in Solid Edge, but it's kind of the world's changing. You're seeing more swoopy shapes and design shapes. And how do you do those? Well, subdivision makes that accessible to all sorts of different people, have some great enhancements there. We also talked about how the world's changing in terms of collaboration, and imagine with the world the way it is today, how people are working from home, working in different sites and so on, and how can you share that data? And we can do that through cloud-based collaboration tools that really change the game for teams around the world. And then finally, one of the other things we see is that not everybody's working with the same CAD system. So you're using Solid Edge, but maybe somebody else is using NX, or they're using another system. Have the ability to integrate that data directly using a technology we call CAD Direct. So no apparent translation and no need to keep track of multiple files. When there are changes to the original file, you don't have to retranslate and re-import and keep track of everything. It just automatically updates. So way more than we can talk about here, and way more I could talk about in an hour, but it was a great opportunity to share with the community what all's going on in the Solid Edge world.
Please tell us a little bit more about the subdivision modeling capabilities and why they were included in Solid Edge.
So we usually see the aesthetic shapes and such being done by specialists. They're maybe off in a corner somewhere doing that, and they require very specialized training. But we really want to bring that to the masses. We want people to be able to do aesthetic shapes without having a lot of experience, training, and so on. And subdivision modeling really changes the game there. Really, anyone can do it and create beautiful shapes.
Please tell us about the different editions besides the Community Edition, and about who can use Solid Edge.
Yeah, first of all, the Community Edition is a great new thing, and as you said, I think people are learning more about it. But the opportunity for anyone to use Solid Edge for non-commercial purposes, they might be working on a special project for their community. Obvious, that's great for Solid Edge Community Edition. We of course have editions also for academics and students, whether it's college and university level, or whether it's even secondary school or below. And then Solid Edge for startups. If you're a startup, obviously you don't have a lot of capital, we'll provide you with Solid Edge. You have the opportunity to develop your products using Solid Edge and these high-end technologies without having to outlay a bunch of capital. And then of course Solid Edge is available to the rest of the community, whether it's large enterprise or smaller businesses, both as a perpetual subscription or as a SaaS subscription where you get the extra benefits of having OpEx instead of CapEx, and you have the ability to collaborate with others around the world.
I heard about Solid Edge 2D drafting is a completely free tool for anyone. What can you tell me about it?
Right, so in Solid Edge we have some of the best drafting in the business, and we've had that for many, many years, and we said, why can't we make that available to everyone, and we do. So Solid Edge 2D drafting, fully complete, is available to anyone in the world, completely for free, for any use at all.
Okay, and 2D drafting means you can create 2D drawings from existing shapes, or what is it exactly?
So 2D drafting is creating drawings from scratch.
Oh,
lines,
okay.
arcs, circles, dimensions, but it also includes things like diagramming and goal seeking, where you can say, I need this area to be a certain size, and this is a variable, I want it to resize that. So it has some built-in engineering, but it's all that 2D work, the 2D plane work.
Okay, wow, cool, thank you.